Ryan, and in May of 2012, I became a fan of My Little Pony. No joke, this is real. This is a shirt and a bracelet. I got both of them for my birthday from my sister. Pretty cool. So, a brony is a fan of My Little Pony, and there are many definitions of a brony. One is a person who is a man over 18 who's a fan of the show. That's the general media definition that outside sources use. Fans themselves prefer to call it men and women who are fans of the show but aren't little girls. So basically anyone outside of the target demographic. And then others consider themselves fans of the show but don't want to call themselves bronies because they generalize bronies and who they are. They think they're a little more extreme, where they just casually like the show, they don't want to associate themselves with them. And here's a little equation I put down here. Whoop, back. Okay, My Little Pony plus the fans, crazy friendship. Now some people have negative thoughts on bronies. Originally I had negative thoughts on them too. I thought it was creepy. I thought it was disturbing that grown men would like something that was originally made for little girls. I thought it was creepy. I'm sure many other people still think it's creepy. It's too feminine. It's not that much of a big of an issue as the creepy factor, but still some people think it's too girly, not for me, I don't want to bother with that. And then there's other people that shove it down people's throats, and there's too much of it out there, too much exposure, and people are getting sick of it. And then there's some celebrities that have taken a stance against bronies. For example, Howard Stern, he sent a person over to a brony convention and got some embarrassing interviews with random people that weren't prepared for it. And then he used that footage on his radio show to sort of mock bronies. Jerry Springer, he originally asked people online to come onto his show as bronies to basically explain themselves. He actually wasn't that bad. He had a fairly positive light on the fans of the show, but at the same time, most people think that the people that were on his show were actors, and I think so too. I think they were actors. They had some very inaccurate costumes, and they didn't seem like your average fan. And then this is Daniel Tosh from Tosh.0, and I'm not going to explain what he did because I don't think it's school appropriate, but he did something pretty drastic on his show that a lot of fans felt was very insulting. He kind of called them out. Here's why bronies are good. Many of them strive to show themselves to be respectful of others and not to judge what people like. They prove that it's okay to like a little girl's show, even if you're an adult man. It's perfectly fine. It's just a cartoon. There's plenty of people that like cartoons. They teach others to be brave, not worry what others think. Be yourself. Don't worry about others. Just do what you want to do. I'm proving it myself. That's a t-shirt that you can get, kind of like this one. This is a t-shirt design. Pretty cool. That's one of the characters from the show. And this is Andrew W.K. How many of you know about him? He's like a musician, and he's outright said that he's a brony and that he's a fan of the show, and that it's inspired him for his music, and that he's been pretty grateful towards the fan base. Now here's some statistics on what makes a Brony different than most fans. Equestria Daily is a website where people get their news about the pony fandom. And it has over 200 million views. That's crazy, especially considering that the website isn't even 3 years old. That's amazing. FIM Fiction. It's a website where people post fan fictions for My Little Pony. It has over 400,000 individual chapter views on average daily. A lot of people read My Little Pony fan fictions. They're extremely popular. Guilty. Bronies have raised over $100,000 for charity in 2011. I don't even know. I couldn't find the statistic for how much they've raised this year so far, but I have a good idea that it's probably more than that. They've done so much for charity. It's amazing. And then BronyCon this summer, there were 2 BronyCons that went on. One was in January and the one was in this summer. And the one in this summer had over 4,000 attendees, which seems like nothing to like Comic-Con and whatever. But they've had some staff come on from the show over to attend this convention. It's amazing. It was a huge gathering, and it was a huge state for the Brony community. This is Everfree Radio. Everfree Radio is a website where they're either constantly playing pony music, fan music inspired by the show, or they have their own special shows, including podcasts, interviews, reviews, etc. And this is a piece of artwork. Artwork is extremely common and it's cherished. People love seeing artwork. There's even a show dedicated to artwork. And this right here is pretty amazing. It's fan done, inspired by the show. It's beautiful. And here's some of the staff that worked on the show. This is Lauren Faust, the original creator of the show, who you may also know that she worked on Powerpuff Girls, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, which were shows that I watched as a kid. This is Tara Strong. You may know her as the voice of Timmy Turner from Fairly Odd Parents. And she voices the main character, Twilight Sparkle, on the show. This is Megan McCarthy. She is the current writer and the current lead person on the show for the staff. Lauren Faust left after season 1, and currently the show's airing in season 3. This right here is John Delancey. Some of you may know him as Q from Star Trek. He was asked to voice for one of the villains on the show, and he fell in love with the community once he heard about it. Some of the fans from the show got to him at a Star Trek convention, and they let him know about how many of these grown men actually liked the show. And he became so interested in it that he decided to start working on a documentary for it. And that's currently in the process. It's gotten a huge amount of money raised for it, and I think it's going to be very successful. This is Tabitha St. Germain. She's also a voice actress, just like Tara Strong and John Delancey. And this is Lee Tokar, another voice actor who's worked on several other shows. And I had a montage video that I worked on. I actually made it myself.
Oh.
Now, almost everything here is fan-made. So prepare to be shown some absolutely amazing quality. These guys really know how to make fan-made material.
Hi, I'm John Delansky.
Here we go.
I've been on a lot of shows that have had some interesting fans, but never so interesting as My Little Pony. Some of those fans call themselves bronies, and I've been invited to the biggest brony convention in the world. It's at the Meadowlands, right outside of New York City, at the end of June.
That's the one.
Oh, I'm just talking about the bronies.
What's a brony?
Somebody who likes cartoon ponies.
Oh, you mean like little girls?
No, adult men.
What? That's what a brony is?
All family. They also work on music.
Lights fade out in this crystal hall. I can't see you from down below. I can't do this without you. The green haze hides me from brighter days. All I see are shades of gray. I can't do this without you.
They didn't make this song, but they made the effects.
Miss Faust, on behalf of all of the fans for Project Ray, which was run by Purple Tinker and the rest, we would like to present you with this gift. It's beautiful.
But forget you. I can eat all these apples.
That was a quote from a popular cartoon that they got her to say.
My line.
Spike, what are you doing?
Have any of you guys watched Jackie Chan Adventures? This is the last clip. Community to make a fan-made episode. I have never seen such a talented and dedicated community.
Thank you.